Welcome to another video, and today I'm gonna tell you one lore fact about every agent. I'm gonna talk about backstories, old jobs of agents, answer the question if Omen is really an octopus or not. Just cool lore facts where you might not knew about. One disclaimer though, I'm not going too deep into the Valorant lore. If you're into that, I would recommend watching other channels like That Nerd Kaysen, Simprel or Ser Jeppy. They are way better at explaining the Valorant lore than me. I'm just a fish that's obsessed with random facts. Now sit back, relax and enjoy, my friends. Jet, born in Seoul, South Korea. Before she found out she had radiant powers, she actually was a chef. You hear her talking about it sometimes in game.
Feels like just yesterday I was chopping talle at the store.
And there's even a chef's knife in her player card. One problem, while she was working one day, the restaurant got destroyed by a storm. Some people think that she caused the storm herself, and others think that it was Omega Jet. Basically the Jet from another dimension. Valorant has two worlds, the Alpha world and the Omega world. That's why people are fighting with each other, but that's way too deep into the lore. Anyway, in this player card you see two Jets fighting over a storm. One of them is the Jet we know and the other one is still in the working clothes. A thing that Jet apparently does not do, but another agent, Yoru, does, is collecting knives. It seemed a bit strange to me since Yoru doesn't use knives in game, but hey, everybody gotta have his hobbies, right? Yoru is a bit jealous of the Jet knives though.
What brand are your knives, Jet? They're not Mammoth. Segredo, maybe? I need one for my collection.
Also, the nickname of Yoru is Riftwalker. Other agents like Skye are calling him like that. About Skye, did you know that their abilities aren't actually animals? No, my friends. Skye uses her radiant powers to animate wooden figures. So things like her Hulk and Tasmanian Tiger are actually made of wood. Also, Skye has a little beef with Killjoy. She thinks that KJ's robotic companions are inferior to nature. No, how can you say that to this cute bot? Let's talk about Killjoy now. She actually has the same addiction as I have. She is addicted to League of Legends.
If you couldn't already tell, I'm a bit of a League fanatic.
Oh no, Killjoy, what are you doing to yourself? If you think that Valorant was bad, try out League of Legends. Also, Killjoy likes to tease other agents like Cypher. She says things like,
Cypher, your homemade gadgets are so cute. Reminds me of some of my work in kindergarten.
no, sad Cypher. You don't treat Cypher like that. He actually has a dark past. For those who didn't know, Cypher sadly lost all of his family. This also might be the reason why he tries to watch everything with his camera, his tripwires, his ultimate, just so that bad things won't happen again to anyone who he cares for. And while we're talking about dark things, let's talk about Omen. Did you know that his favorite hobby isn't actually that dark? Do you know what Omen likes? Omen just loves knitting, man. You can see it in this player card, for example. He's knitting an octopus. Wait a sec, an octopus? Is Omen an octopus? Apparently some people think that Omen is an octopus. This mainly comes because of this player card. You see an octopus holding something that appears to be Radianite, and the black tentacles, they look a bit like if Omen is using an ability. And you have this official artwork where this octopus definitely looks a bit like Omen. A lot of small Easter eggs, so who knows, maybe Omen is an octopus. My opinion though, I think that Rito Games is trolling us over here. Let's move on and talk about KO. KO probably stands for kill all your opponents. Even though he sounds like a fighting machine that wants to destroy everything, KO probably also has some emotions and he might even have a heart. Take this player card for example. Here you see KO walking away from a burning city while holding Brimstone in his arms. So yeah, KO cares about Brimstone. Brimstone, he's the very first agent that joined the Valorant protocol. In his early years he was a firefighter, then he joined the military, and now he works at Kingdom. A cool fact about this agent, if you go to the practice range, walk down over here and go to this part of the map, then you get into this random room, and this room is actually the office of Brimstone. And here you can find some old pictures of him and his childhood friend, for example. Pretty cool. Someone who doesn't like Brimstone is Reyna.
I can't deal with the morality of yet another Brimstone. The hypocrisy. I'll silence him.
You can't like everyone, I guess. Also, as we all know, Reyna harvests souls in the game, but in the lore she needs those souls to stay alive. She will most likely die if there are no souls left. A bit of a dark character, this one. Let's talk about the more colorful agent, Raze. Something she loves to do is painting the city with graffiti. Also, you know the boombot of Raze? This is actually one of KJ's alarm bots that she modified. Not sure how though, because they don't really look like each other. Also, in their younger years, Raze was a criminal. Together with Breach, she stole from allies and enemies just for fun. Breach, our sweetest friend, what do we know about you? Well, some theorize that he is actually a drummer. And that's because of this body, the Ragnarok Out body. You see that logo on the drum set? It's exactly the same logo as on the back of Breach's vest. But it also could just imply that Breach is a big rock lover. I mean, that's a fact because on the official Breach playlist, you will hear a lot of rock/metal songs. And about music, what type of music do you think that Sofa likes? Is it also rock? Is it rap? No, it's electronic music, my friends. You can see that in his playlist made by the official Valorant account. We see artists like Deadmau5, Skrillex. I like this guy now. And another cool fact about Sofa is that he likes photography. And this kinda makes sense because he films with his drone, you know. Cool agent. An agent who's less cool but more hot, I guess, is Phoenix. Here's something about the backstory of Phoenix. In Phoenix's younger years, he studied at a college in London. But there's one problem. Phoenix burned down the whole building. You can actually see that in this player card over here. Because of this incident, he got suspended, and a little later he joined the Valorant team. But now the big question, what do you guys think that Phoenix studied? Was it chemistry? Math? No, my friends. Phoenix was attending a performing arts school. And another cool lore fact about Phoenix, the mentor or trainer of Phoenix is actually Sage. You can find a few hints in the voice lines of them.
Everyone just learned what I already knew. You're wild, Sage.
And let's talk about Sage now. You know the abilities of Sage, right? You have that orb thingy that slows, that orb thingy that heals your allies, her wall. Because of the color of these abilities and probably because of the sound of the Q ability, a lot of people think that her power is ice, but it's never confirmed in the lore that her abilities are actually made out of ice. Not like the fire abilities of Phoenix and the wind abilities of Jett. And if you really think about it, her Q ability slows the enemies down. If it were to be ice, shouldn't it let the enemies slide instead of slowing them down? A cool thing to think about. Also, just imagine an ability that lets the enemies slide, a bit like they are walking on ice. That would be a cool one. About sliding, let's go to an agent that can slide, Neon. For this agent, we're going a bit deeper into the lore again, but in the lore, Neon helped Killjoy creating a portal to the Omega Earth. KJ was making that portal, but she couldn't find a good power source, and that's where the power of Neon came in. Apparently some blueprints can be found on Fracture, but I couldn't find them, so sorry my friends. Something I did find however is the background of ISO. His background is a bit darker than you would expect. He was the chef like Jett, and he doesn't like knitting like Omen. What he actually was a hitman before he joined the Valorant protocol. And his next target just before he joined the team was Omen. So here's the scene. The Valorant protocol was a bit suspicious of ISO before he joined the team. Nobody knew exactly if he was trustworthy except for Cypher. He actually knew that the next target that ISO had to kill was Omen, but he didn't say anything. He let ISO make his own decision, and just when he was about to eliminate Omen, he didn't do it. He didn't eliminate Omen. Unlike me, of course, I always eliminate the enemy Omen in game. Easy peasy one tappies for me. Another agent who was a hitman / bounty hunter was Fade. Her specialty was tracking down criminals, and you can still kinda see that in her in-game abilities. When she throws down her octopus, she spots enemies, and if she uses her ultimate, her prowlers track the enemy down. Now let's talk about Gekko. Something you have to know about him is that he's terrible at replying to messages. Take this early Gekko teaser for example. Here you see that Gekko had 9 missed calls from Beard Dead, aka Brimstone, and after that the other agents were gossiping about Gekko for a little bit. Brim, stop signing your text. Exactly that, Neon. Chamber, let's talk about you now. I think we can all guess what Chamber did in the past. He was a weapon designer. So the guns that he's using, he actually designed himself, and he prefers them over the other guns, as you can hear in this voice line.
These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense.
But this brings up a question. If Chamber thinks that his own guns are better than the other guns, why doesn't everybody want to use the guns of Chamber? Well, my friends, here's the answer. There are other agents that do want custom weapons, but Chamber does not want to give them.
Chamber, I'm ready for some custom guns. You hook me up, yeah?
I'm sorry, Phoenix. You cannot afford me.
Next up, Astra. What do we know about her? We know that Astra is a member of the Astral Guardians. They appear to be some sort of cosmic race. And on Lotus you can find statues of these guardians. Over here and over here, for example. Very cool. Another thing about Astra is that she probably got her powers from her lake. In this lake she found the golden gauntlet that gives her power. And you can see that in this player card. And another agent that gets his power from an artifact is Harbor. He gets his power from his bracelet and rings. Apparently the bracelet is responsible for summoning the water, and the 5 rings are responsible for forming the waters in the shape he wants. This was apparently explained in the New Wave, a Valorant Harbor community event. Viper, her real name is Sabine, and she's a scientist from the United States. At least back in the day she was a brilliant scientist. Now she doesn't think clearly anymore. Back in the day she wanted to heal people with her skills, but now she just wants to harm people. This is a deep voice line of Omen.
Just think, Sabine. You used to heal with your skill. Funny.
Apparently she got completely destabilized by an unknown event, so she's a bit mysterious. I feel bad for her though. And then we have Deadlock. Did you ever notice that just like Breach, Deadlock only has one real arm? I don't know why, but prior to this video's research, I've never noticed that. She actually lost her arm while fighting against some sort of bear, and our good girl KJ, she made a new arm for her. So my friends, if you made it all the way to this point of the video, feel free to subscribe on the channel. We're still trying to get bigger than Relax My Cat, and with your help we might be able to get it. I hope you enjoyed the vid, and I see you guys in the next one. Peace.